Welcome in to the Kansas City Chiefs Report. I am your host, Harrison Graham, filming this one from my house here at about 10 o'clock Central Time on Mondays. We near the end of day one of NFL free agency, the legal tampering period, but deals are going down and the Chiefs have made one. Justin Reid, a 3-year contract, $31.5 million with $20 million guaranteed. That coming from ESPN's Adam Schefter just in the last half hour or so. He is on board as this is your Tyrann Mathieu replacement, folks. Make no mistake. Justin Reid in, Tyrann Mathieu out. We will bid farewell to the Honey Badger later on in this video, but Justin Reid is who we'll focus on first as he has signed a 3-year contract worth $31.5 million. So, $10.5 million or so per year. Again, with $20 million of that guarantee as the Chiefs make their first splash in free agency. They also re-signed fullback Michael Burton a couple of hours ago. That's not really a major focus at this point in the night. So what is your one-word reaction to Kansas City bringing back Justin Reid on a 1-year deal? Get in the comments and let me know down below. Give me one word to react to, or one-word reaction to this news that Justin Reid is signing, with the Kansas City Chiefs. 3 years, $31.5 million. My one-word reaction is interesting. I'm not surprised that Tyrann Mathieu appears to be gone. And again, make no mistake, Tyrann Mathieu will not be on this football team next year, barring something very unforeseen. I expect him to sign elsewhere. What I am surprised is that they're moving on from Mathieu and they're giving another safety over $10 million per year. Now, we saw earlier today, Quandre Diggs get 3 years and $40 million, and maybe that made the safety market a little more inflated. A Tyrann Mathieu type might get $14-15 million per year on a new contract, and maybe the Chiefs weren't willing to do that. Maybe they've backloaded this deal for Reid, where in the first year he doesn't make as much, and then in years 2 and 3 it ends up getting backloaded. But at the end of the day, the way this is shaked out is that they opted to go with the younger Reid for about $10.5 million per year, and he comes in and will line up next to Juan Thornhill at the safety position. The interesting nugget here is they actually overlapped, that being Reid and Tyrann Mathieu, back in the 2018 season, I believe. Yes, 2018 was Reid's rookie year. They played next to one another, and that was actually one of Reid's best seasons as a rookie when he had 88 tackles, 3 picks, including a touchdown, and 10 pass breakups. Since then, the numbers haven't been as good, but he's still been productive for the Houston Texans. Obviously, Houston hasn't been as good of a football team. But that is kind of an interesting little nugget. This is why you subscribe to us here at the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Whether we're in studio or whether we are at home, we will bring you the latest Chiefs news and rumors throughout NFL free agency. We stay on the grind here at the Chiefs Report. So if you want to support the channel, if you want more content around the Kansas City Chiefs, if you are a part of Chiefs Kingdom, then I would encourage you guys to hit that big red subscribe button. Join the movement as we continue to grow here on the Chiefs Report. So Justin Reid, 3 years, $31.5 million. Let's kind of outline what he's done in his career. We broke down his rookie year with Houston. 2019, 78 tackles, 2 picks, 5 pass breakups. 2020 had 83 tackles, 4 pass breakups. Played strong safety that year. He's played both free and strong in his career. This past year, 66 tackles, 2 picks, 4 pass breakups, had a forced fumble as well here for the Houston Texans. He's played out his rookie deal. Now he comes and signs with the Kansas City Chiefs. And like I mentioned, he will line up opposite of Juan Thornhill, presumably, as Thornhill will play probably free with Justin Reid, playing strong safety. I would expect that to be the combination. Maybe it's more positionless safety pairing between the two because both guys can cover and both guys are good enough tacklers to play in the box a little bit. But it's interesting to see how this plays out. I did not expect the Chiefs' first notable free agency signing to be a safety. And if it was, I would have guessed that would have meant they decided to bring back Tyrann Mathieu. But that has not been the case. They've gone out and signed Justin Reid to this 3-year, $30+ million deal Did not see that coming. There's been a lot of buzz around what else this team's going to do in free agency. And we'll have a video, tomorrow morning, afternoon about the latest free agency news and rumors regarding Kansas City. There's some buzz around Jarvis Landry as a potential target, Allen Robinson, some other guys as well. I did not expect Justin Reid to be the first notable signing, but hey, that's the beauty of the NFL. That's the beauty of free agency. That's quite frankly the beauty of Brett Veach. He's aggressive. You never know what he's going to do, and he's opted to go in this direction. And listen, Justin Reid's 25 years old. He's a young cat. He's gotten a lot of playing experience, 6'1", 203 pounds, just turned 25 in February. So he's got a lot left in the tank, a lot to offer here on a 3-year deal. And by the way, he will only be 28 when this deal is up. So this could conceivably be a 2 contract player for Kansas City if he plays well. He was a 3rd-round pick for the Texans back in 2018, and now he comes over to Kansas City to try and chase a championship and to fill big holes, quite frankly, for Tyrann Mathieu. Listen, we owe a lot to Tyrann Mathieu. I don't think this is the most amicable exit. I think he's frustrated that the Chiefs did not make him a focus in free agency. And I understand he's an emotional guy. He's had a lot of ups and downs in his playing career with off the field stuff dating back to LSU and on into the pros, just with some mental hurdles he's had to deal with. He feels like he's been overlooked at times. And I'm not one of those. Tyrann Mathieu is a stud. I wish him the best. I would have liked for him to return. I think he's a better player than Justin Reid, but he's probably going to cost more money. And when you're Kansas City and you're crunching all these numbers, you got a bunch of big contracts. You got to pick and choose. And it was always going to be tough for Honey Badger to come back for a second deal. I would have liked to see it happen, but they're often to go younger. Like I said, Reid's just turned 25. Tyrann Mathieu. He's going to be 30 next, in a couple months in May. So I think that factors into it. I think money factors in. Matthew's dip in play this year factors in. There's a lot of things that go into play when you make these decisions. Money, obviously, the salary cap, Frank Clark's deal still kind of hanging over their heads. The Chiefs have to figure that out. But look, the Chiefs don't win a Super Bowl without Tyrann Mathieu. I'll take that to the grave. 2019, I think he elevated this defense into being, not necessarily an elite group, but above average. And, the Chiefs would not have won that Super Bowl without Tyrann Mathieu and what he brought to the table. So that is certainly notable as well. I'm being told, by the way, as we film this live, Frank Clark has reworked his contract to stay with the Chiefs. So ignore the part where I said they got to figure that out. They have figured it out. Frank Clark, 2 years, $29 million is his restructured contract with upwards of money to $36 million. So basically now Frank Clark, instead of making $26 million against the cap this year, his new contract is 2 years, $29 million, incentives of $7 additional million, presumably based on sacks, time played, etc. So, that's pretty decent. $14.5 million. I need more than 4.5 sacks this year at the end of the day. So I think that that's a pretty fair compromise on both sides. If he can get back to that 7-8 sack, hopefully more per year basis, more consistent level of play, $14.5 million is a pretty good number. If he's 3, 4, 5 sacks, the last 2 years he's been 6 sacks, 4.5 sacks, then it's probably still a little expensive. But I think once a guy like Emmanuel Ogbah got over $16 million on the open market, then the Chiefs probably opted to try and bring back Frank Clark. He clearly is willing to take a bit of a pay cut to return to Kansas City. And look, $14.5 million per year for him that's a lot of money still. So it's not like he's suffering that bad. I think he probably knew that if the Chiefs just went out and cut him, he probably wasn't going to get 14, 15 million per year based on how he played last year. So I think that's a win-win for both sides. So it all comes together. News coming in on the fly. That's why we update you guys mid-video. So here's the deal. Justin Reid, 3 years, $31.5 million. Tyrann Mathieu, he is gone. He will not re-sign with the Chiefs, barring something miraculous. And then Frank Clark, 2 years, $29 million, as he restructures his deal with incentives can be up to $36 million. Don't know what his cap hit will be quite yet for this year, but I would assume it's at least $10 million less than what the $26 million was going to be for 2022. Grade the move so far for Kansas City. A, B, C, D, or F. Let us know down in the comments how you feel about everything Brett Veach has done so far. Yay! Michael Burton signed too, the fullback. So hey, there you go. If you want to mention that as well. I'm Harrison Graham. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. At home videos. If you enjoyed this and want more, if things happen, later at night, we can bring you some more videos like this one as well. Let us know down in the comments. Like I said, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We will have you guys covered on everything surrounding the Kansas City Chiefs. Day 2 of free agency starts tomorrow. Stick with us. We'll have more videos.